So I wanted to talk real quickly about Operation Harsh Doorstop and its non-investment paradigm. An investment paradigm, an example of that might be where you've donated maybe half of your life savings into a cult, and because you've invested into it, you tend to believe in it and become more committed to it. Because you've invested in it. Um, because otherwise, if it's not something worth committing to or believing in, then you've wasted half of your money. So psychologically, you have to justify in your mind the investment that you already made to whatever it is, a cause, or maybe time working at a certain company, or who knows what, a marriage. So, in the case of Operation Harsh Doorstop, though, the title is free. It doesn't cost anything. And because of that, anybody can come in through the front door and like a guest crashing a party. A lot of them act like party crashers, the ones who've downloaded the game and tried it out. They see no value in it, partly because they haven't invested anything in it, and also well, this reminds me of something I was told by some Jehovah's Witnesses once. They told me that there used to be a time where they would charge a quarter for the literature that they handed out at the door, and that people used to be more inclined to read the literature because of that. But then when they started passing it out for free, people started talking more about using it as toilet paper or liner for their bird cage or whatever. And that's part of that investment paradigm. If someone's giving something away for free, they must not value it that much. So why should you value it? And that kind of fits into sexual promiscuity too, by the way. Anyway, in the case of Operation Harsh Doorstop, Blue Drake 42 and Drakeling Labs, if that's an actual company, I don't actually know, they could have charged money for Operation Harsh Doorstop, and they would have been perfectly justified in doing so, and they probably would have gotten much better than mixed reviews because of that. Simply because of the fact that people had invested some of their money purchasing the title, they would be more inclined to give it a positive review. Now, in my case, because I'm a supporter, you may be justified in accusing me of being maybe blind to the game's flaws, and not seeing what you're seeing. But what I'm seeing in Operation Harsh Doorstop critics is a bunch of monkey see, monkey do behavior, where one critic listens to what another critic is saying, and he wants views on his channel, so he's just parroting what the other guy is saying. And the more of them saying it, the more likely they are to repeat the same criticisms. Very few of them have any fresh perspectives or criticisms to say about the game, It's almost like they've downloaded their Democrat talking points from Liberal Central. I don't know why liberals would be, out to get Operation Harsh Doorstop, other than it being part of gun culture in America, but whatever. So, Blue Drake 42 could have charged for the game, and he could have gotten better reviews by doing so, just on that psychological principle. So why didn't he? He didn't because part of the object of the game was to make it as accessible as he could to as many players as possible, as many Steam users as possible, so that they could freely mod the game to their heart's content. So that's why he made it free for everyone. Now, they can have projects, I guess, that are based in the Operation Harsh Doorstop framework, and then require some kind of support for those projects in order to get access for them. I guess he's got the right to do that. But for OHD itself, the base game, and the core SDK modding kit, that's all free. But because it's a non-investment paradigm, people are less inclined to have anything nice to say about it. And really, calling it a non-investment paradigm is not accurate. And this is what a lot of these critics don't get, is that Blue Drake is not asking you not to invest in the game. He's actually asking you to invest in the game, not necessarily with money, but maybe with your time and effort, by modding the game to your heart's content. He's really given you like a grand 15-course meal, and you've entered his home and you've thrown the food around like it's garbage, and you've been a really rude guest, even though he showed you his hospitality.